It's Karen and I wanted to do a review for you of this Natasha Denona palette. Now the funny thing is, this is the Natasha Denona Blue Purple palette, which isn't all blue purples, which is why I've ended up getting it. But I wanted to talk about it because I bought the Star palette, but I sold the Star palette. So you may remember that Kev and I were not going to buy each other Christmas presents because I'm not earning, yada, yada, yada. However, Kev's got a new job and we also got a tax rebate, and there was a couple of things happened that we said, right, okay, shall we spend this? We had a little bit of extra money and we said, shall we go away for a couple of days? Because Kev's off work this week. It's his last day at his old job today. Or shall we buy each other Christmas presents? What shall we do? And we were both talking about what we wanted. And I said, well, you know what, I would love to try a Natasha Denona palette, one of the big palettes, but it's not something I could ever afford to spend £200 on a palette. And so what we decided was to buy each other an early Christmas present because we didn't want to wait until Christmas. So what I bought was the Natasha Denona Star palette from Sephora. I should have done a review of that one as well, but a couple of colours I tried on my lids and I instantly had to take them off because I was allergic to them, and they were the very colours that I was attracted to and that I had bought the palette for. Beautiful colours, and there were a couple of other colours, maybe two other colours that I did like and would have used and I wasn't allergic to, but the main ones that I bought the palette for and that I was really attracted to, I was allergic to, and so I was like, oh, this is a bummer, I'm going to sell it. And maybe buy another one of her palettes. So I had a look up and I think she's got one. Has she got one called Brown Blue and then this one is Blue Purple? I'm not sure. You'll know by the title, and I will link this for you because I got this from Beauty Bay. So I sold my other Denona palette on the Facebook beauty sales and swaps page where I sell any makeup. And then I bought this one from Beauty Bay. For some reason we can't buy the Star palette from Beauty Bay, so I had to go to Sephora for it. I did try to return it to Sephora. I could have returned it because I was allergic to it, but honestly it was such a hard process to try to get them to tell me how to return it. I still haven't got an answer. I have finally just got an answer saying that you can send it back but you have to pay postage through DHL, so it would cost about £30–40 to return it. So I thought I might as well just sell it for £30–40 less on the sale, the Facebook site, and then buy this palette as a replacement. This palette so far I love. I still don't know if it's one that I'm going to keep in my collection forever or whether I will sell it, because as you guys may know, I very rarely, no, not very rarely keep things. I would say I keep maybe 30–40% of eyeshadow palettes that I buy. It has to be pretty special for me to keep it. I would probably have 3 or 4 drawers worth of palettes if I'd kept all the ones that I've bought, but I generally sell them and then buy another one with whatever I sell it for. So if I sold this, it would probably be to buy another Natasha Denona one. So this is the one I bought, the Blue Purple one. Now I had seen this before. I'd never really been attracted to it because I don't wear an awful lot of blue eyeshadow or green eyeshadow, but when I had a closer look at it, that's the blue-green side there, and although there's a lot there that I won't use, I thought I might use these kind of taupey colours. I would use this one here. That's a nice sort of what is that, an aqua colour or a sort of turquoisey colour. But then looking on this side here, so it's 16 shadows, I would use pretty much all of these. They're all sort of neutral colours. There's a lovely rusty colour here, purples there's some nice reddy colours here, and then this colour I've got on today is a sort of, it looks like a blue, not a blue, it looks like blue-brown, the pigment from MAC. That's what it looks like to me in there, but that's actually what I've got on my eyes today, and it's got a bit of a sort of purple shift. I asked Kev what colour he thought it was and he said he thought it was purple. So I've had a real good play with this palette. I've used quite a lot of the colours. I've not found any yet that are chunky, glittery, or that I'm allergic to, which is great to me. They're all really sort of smooth shadows, and I love the formula. But what I would say is other reviews I've watched seem to say that the formula is superior to anything else that anybody's tried, but I haven't found that. Not that it isn't an amazing formula, but just that I haven't had problems with any of my eyeshadows, the ones that I've kept, being a good formula. So I've got the Lorac Pro palette, I've got the Lorac Unzipped palette, the Urban Decay Electric palette, the Naked 3 palette. I've got a lot of palettes and a lot of eyeshadows. I think you can easily buy good quality shadows. I don't personally think you have to spend this amount of money, because this is £199 for this palette, to get this quality of shadow. Personally, I haven't found any other shadows, as long as you put a good shadow base on, to disappear from my eyes, to crease or whatever. And these are excellent shadows. So if you are somebody that has struggled with every other eyeshadow, or you've never found an eye primer to work, then maybe you do want to try these. But just for me, I haven't ever experienced that. I was willing to pay the money for the array of colours and the fact that they are shiny. I like shiny, and so there's not no mattes in here. The mattes in here I wouldn't use. There's a matte there, and that green, I think, and maybe even that blue looks like it's a matte. Yeah. In fact, let me tell you how many mattes there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's not a matte, it's a satin, and then that red one. So there's 4, 5 mattes. In fact, let me do a swatch of the mattes. I don't know if they are mattes. You've got this plastic thing on the top here. Let's see. No, that's this. It says V after the number, so they do seem to be matte though. So I haven't used the mattes an awful lot, but that's the mattes there. There's one more actually that I haven't swatched, but these are not my type of colours, so I wouldn't use them. It's unlikely I'll use any of them, except I have used this matte red to just sort of add in a bit of depth to the outer corner, and that has been absolutely lovely. What I'll do is I'll give you a quick swatch of each 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of 4. So I'll give you a quick swatch down the row and tell you what they're like and which ones I've used and which ones I haven't. So this is the first 4. And these are a P, P, M and a P. I think M is it metallic maybe? They have got names as well. I do think that this plastic cover is pretty useful. So that's them there. I have used this one here and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The swatches of these are just extraordinary. That's a swatch of the colours. Aren't they just stunning? That's the one that I've used and really enjoyed. Like I do think the colours are unique. It's so funny because it's somebody that I really admire, and that is a YouTube friend that's done a review of this, and it just shows you we've all got different opinions, because she said that she thinks the colours are dupeable but that the quality isn't, whereas I feel like that you can easily buy eyeshadows of a good quality, but I haven't seen these colours, especially all of these colours in a palette like this, but there's a lot of these individual colours where I think I've never seen a colour like that, and one would be that sort of lavender grey colour. So the next lot, I haven't used any of these purple ones, but I have used the lavender grey and the purple, and I like that. I mean, look at that. To me, it's a cross between the fact that it's so shiny and such a beautiful colour. And then that's a sort of beautiful purple. These two, I need to use these two definitely. I haven't used them at all. It's a Sephora haul because this star palette was the only thing I bought, and so I don't have it anymore. Okay, so third row, number 1 colour is my absolute favourite, and I thought, well, if ever I sell this palette, I will buy that colour on its own, and it's that first colour there. But it's actually very similar to a colour in the Las Vegas palette by Makeup Geek. Oh, look at these colours. These are just, this row is my favourite. Look at that. To me, what they're like is pressed pigments, and you guys know I love my pigments, and I feel like they are like pressed pigments. They're much easier to work with, but they have that same effect on the eyes as like a pressed pigment. That is just stunning to me. Absolutely love that. And that as well. And that. And that one's okay, but that one's more of a matte. Well, it is a matte. It's not more of a matte, it's a matte. And then the final row that is my kind of colours is mostly shimmers, I think, and it ends with the colour that I've got on my eye. So I'll show you what they are like. The first colour in this that I'm going to show you is one of those that I really do think is unique. And actually this colour I think I've got on my eyes is unique as well. So that's them on my fingers. Look. So when I say this is unique, this is definitely a pigment feeling one. You get a lot of eyeshadow when you put your fingers or your brush or whatever. You get a lot of eyeshadow almost like a pigment, and so you get a lot of payoff. But this is like, you know, the Urban Decay Duochrome little single shadows. It's a bit like that, but it's lighter. There's one, oh goodness, what's the name of it? Let me get it. Fireball, that's it. This is the Urban Decay one. It's like Urban Decay Fireball. Well, it's nothing like it in colour, but it's like it in formula. That's the kind of formula I would say. You know how I was saying, I think you can find the same formula, but not necessarily all of these colours in one palette with a great formula. But this Urban Decay Fireball feels the same. It feels like a pressed pigment, maybe not quite as much. And it's a beautiful colour and a beautiful formula. And it's got that shift. This is like a very, very light version of that. And that, oh, it's just so stunning. Anyway, I've got these other colours on my fingers, so I need to swatch them for you. Oh, I've done a bit of a double one there. So that's it, I've just doubled up on that one, sorry about that. That one, again, isn't that stunning? That one is very much like MAC Melon Pigment, so you could, there are colours in here you could dupe. I could go through and probably find a dupe or a close dupe for each one, but not exact, definitely not exact. So that one, like I said, the closest you'll get to that is MAC Melon Pigment. And then there was one that I didn't swatch, which was the one I've got on my eyes. And that's how that swatches. And I think it swatches more blue-brown. And it looks like, when you swatch it, it looks like the blue-brown pigment, but I think on the eyes, like I said, it's more purple, isn't it? So that's the last row of the ones that I like. But like I said, there's a couple that I haven't yet tried on my eyes that I think might be okay. I think I might quite like them. So let me show you what I mean. So I've swatched all of those on the left, and now we're going to start on these 3 rows of blue. So I know that I won't like any in this row. It's just not my type of colour. If you like blues, I think you'll like them. I'm just going to do quick swatches of the next row. Next row, I might use that lovely aquamarine colour. No, not aquamarine, it's a turquoise colour, isn't it? So that's the colours. I mean, they're stunning, aren't they? They're absolutely beautiful, but they're just not your everyday colours. I might try a look with that colour there. But it wouldn't be something I would wear very much or very often. The final row, I feel like I might be able to use 2 of these colours, depending on how they look on the skin. So these first 2, as long as they don't look too cool when on, I think I might be okay. Saying that, I think I might have tried, was it that one, and maybe thought it was too cool? I don't know, but anyway, these first 2 I think I could maybe try. I think that's a gorgeous silver colour, but it's just cool colours don't suit me, and I just would never use that colour, but aren't they beautiful? Really, really lovely. Like I said, they just feel like pigments to me. Okay, so some quick swatches for you there. Nothing too involved, I know, but let me show you again what it looks like. If you are wondering which one of these palettes to get, I would say if you are attracted to the colours that are really glittery and chunky in the Natasha Denona one, then, you know, if you're going for something like for Christmas, you're looking for a real sparkly type look, then the Star palette is great, as long as you don't have any allergies to glitter, and as long as you can find a way to get the shadow to stay on, because a couple of them I did notice were sort of chunky, and I thought even if I wasn't allergic, I'd have to use like a glitter glue underneath them or something like that. If you're looking for more of an everyday palette, but you like your colours really intense, then I would say this one was better. And this one has got more of a variety of colour in it than the Star one. The Star one has still got a couple of red colours in it. It's got some nice peachy colours and some golds, and it has got a colour that is similar to that duochrome one, but is more green. The packaging, I don't mind the packaging. Some people have not enjoyed the packaging, but I like this. It's fairly lightweight. It's not super lightweight, but it's also substantial, you know. It's not so lightweight that it feels cheap. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It's got the mirror there. This actually stays out of your way, but it's handy to be able to flick it down and see what colour it is, especially if you were using this palette for tutorials. I haven't taken the cover off the mirror. The mirror is not something I think I would use. So yeah, all in all, so far, I am really, really happy with this. And I don't think it's one I'm going to be giving away, because there's just too many colours I like in it. And that is an unusual thing for me. You know, I love this one, I love this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. You know, there's so many in it that I love. And I've not even tried those 2 purples yet, because they're not they're not the shiniest out of all of them. They're more sort of satin colours. Decide to sell this, I will let you guys know. It would be for sale on the Facebook page that I mentioned. And like I said, I think with the downside to the Star palette is that you have to get it from Sephora, and that means that you have to pay the shipping and customs, which makes it the same price as pretty much as this. I think it was 150 for the Star palette plus the £25 package and postage made it £175 for that palette, whereas this one is £199, and I would say it's well worth that extra. That's everything. Let us know if you've got this on your Christmas wish list. I'll put a link to the Beauty Bay one below for you, and hopefully it won't be out of stock. Hopefully they will at some point get the Star palette in themselves as well. Maybe you know, because it's just new out, they've maybe not got it in yet, but that would be nice to see it on there. I would definitely consider buying another palette from Natasha Denona as well. I'm excited now to see what new ones she comes out with, which new colours. So yeah, that's everything. My hair is a bit of a disaster today. I did my headband curls yesterday and it just looked a bit odd this morning, so I just scraped a bit of hair up and thought I would make do with that. My makeup, I've told you what I've got on my eyes. It's the Natasha Denona shadows. Actually, something to mention, sorry, I thought I was done, but I'm not apparently, is that there really isn't any crease colours or brow colours in here. There is colours if you want a really shiny brow highlight. Of course you could use something like that, but the mattes, like I wish that instead of that blue matte there was a nice crease colour, but there isn't. You need something else for a crease colour. You could use this. This is a kind of satin colour, but obviously it's very, very dark. I use this to darken up the outer corner with most of the looks. But yeah, I would wish that would be a crease colour, and maybe that one would be a very dark brown. There's not really anything very dark to darken up the outer corner, or a black would be nice, something like that. We're never happy, are we? But I just wanted to mention that you will need other shadows or another palette to do your crease colour, and if you want a matte you know, blending colour for your brow. So anyway, that's what I've got on my eyes. I've got on Clinique Ice Lotus blush, Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation in light sand, and I've just used a lip gloss called Clarins Instant Light in number 6, I think, yeah, 06 on my lips. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.